Alright everyone, we are here with War 9 against 4 Loki. It's pretty inevitable that we are eventually going to face them. Today I'm going in with Mr. Negative, Warlock, and Sentinel. Most of my fights will be taken with Mr. Negative. Warlock is for one fight, and Sentinel is for the boss fight, which is Weapon X. My path assignments are Path 8 in Section 1 and Path 1 in Section 2. Alright, so starting with this Mojo on Path 8, nothing special here. He doesn't really benefit from this node as he doesn't gain any buffs, and he doesn't actually place any actual debuffs without you getting hit, and that's assuming they have Resonate. So this is just going to be a pretty straightforward Mr. Negative versus Mojo fight with the ability to stun, which is awesome. So I've got too many advanced power boosts in my overflow. So I'm going to be taking all of my fights except for the boss with an APB. And I'm just going to be heavily aggressive in building light energy with parry heavy. I believe with Mojo, I decided not to heavy still. And it's all because of that whole Fury buff getting eaten in case a prompt sends him into anti-life. Sure, I might heal from it, but it just wasn't worth it. So you saw there, I built to 10, converted it immediately, and threw SB2. So 20 seconds into the fight, we already dropped a big SB2. He's just ticking away. We're casually building light energy as he just ticks away, and he should go down here just from, I think, willpower convert. No, it was also that hit. So a nice, quick fight with the APB. It's still running. We're going to go ahead and take this power snack, Dr. Doom. And same strategy, we're going to be very aggressive, but now we can parry heavy. I'm going to just top off my heal here, or my health here. So I think I'm actually going to parry heavy 3 times, pushing him over to SP1, convert it while he has the aura up to make more room for parry. And I'm just going to parry him and back off. So there's just 2 parry heavies. So I converted this first 6 light energies. Now I'm going to parry heavy here. And now as this dies down, this aura dies down, I'm just going to back off and then land a parry, evade counter right here, and drop the SB2 with 14 dark energy. So he's really going to take away with these 15 degen debuffs and the double petrify. We're just letting him melt. And right at the end of it, we are going to finish him off with an evade counter here. After he throws his SB2. Now we're going to evade counter. And down he goes. It was actually the last tick of the dark energy. Alright, next up are my fights on Path 1 in Section 2. Emma Frost on Vigor. And then a Tigra on Buffet. So I'm going to throw on the tech boosts that I need for the boss here while I use Warlock, because I am going to take the Weapon X boss in the same flow of buffs. These are the last 3 fights for BG2. And I'm going to go ahead and again use an advanced power boost. So, I mean, game plan here is really simple. Basically just build the SB2 and drop it. I'm going to bait out probably 1 SB1 on the way, so that she's not at SB2 by chance when we finish this first SB2. And then with the power back boosts, it should throw us into a chain of SB2s. So here's the first one. This hit should put us, SB2. And luckily, the Vigor and the willpower are keeping her power low, and down she goes with the third one. So we never had to worry about another SB1. So super quick fight. Moving on to using Mr. Negative on Buffet. Same thing here. I'm going to be super aggressive about building light energy and converting it to dark. And dropping a big SB2. So I believe with this one, I definitely parry heavy 3 times at the start. Kind of hesitate to get her to throw her SP1 while she's at it. And that converts the 3 Fury buffs I have to light. So that puts me at 9 light. And I block this so that I can evade counter. Now we're going to parry heavy, I think 1 more time. Evade counter. drop the SP2 with a Fury buff. And she's just gonna tick, 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 tick. I'm gonna parry Heavy Abuser against this wall while she's going down, and boom, done. All right, so Weapon X using Sentinel. We've done this fight before. I actually ranked Sentinel just to take Weapon X bosses, a Weapon X boss last season. He is a fun champ, especially when you get that analysis built up to 100. So game plan here is while Weapon X is not Berserk, we're going to hit into his block and slowly build this analysis charge to 100, hopefully before he goes Berserk. We are going to take some openings just so that we can keep him against his wall and not get cornered ourselves when he does decide to go Berserk. And I think we're going to be just shy, yeah, because of that opening, and now he's Berserk. So now I was double dashing a little bit too much, so I went ahead and got clipped. So that ate up some of the indestructible boost, invulnerability boost. And now the game plan, because I do have suicides on, is to drop SP2s and let the incinerate damage melt him away. So as Berserk ended here, we're at 100 analysis, gonna drop this SP2. You're gonna see me play a little bit more aggressive to kind of make some more room so that we're not against this wall. And you can see here, it got a little tight. It's trying to bait out this SP2, but also not get cornered, so he's just, there we go. A lot of whiffs from him swinging and hoping for a hit to land, and it's just not. Now he's Berserk, so we're gonna block dodge, trying to bait out that Heavy there, hesitating just a little bit so that we don't go in when he's unstoppable. And I believe there's gonna be one more double dash coming up. I'm just too antsy to dash back, and I'm trying to be, what's the word? There it is. I'm trying to anticipate it instead of react. So now we gotta focus up. It's the downside with playing with suicides. If I do get too low on health, I'm gonna have to be throwing SB2s and losing health at the same time, so I have to be smart. He's out of Berserk, so now we're gonna play a little more aggressive into his block. First we gotta bait this SB2 out that he just does not want to throw. Now he's at his wall. Of course he throws a Heavy. Come on, there we go. Got the SB2 out. Drop our SB2 while his his rage charges are low. Just mount. Here we go in Berserk. Block dodge. Baiting out a Heavy, reacting instead of anticipating. A good intercept there. Luckily he came in instead of waited for us. Building to this next SB2. Block. Dodge. Come on, throw a Heavy. Berserk is gone, so now we don't have to worry about unblockable. And dropping this SP2. And melt. Being a little bit more aggressive here. Thankfully he's throwing specials. Not having to spend much time baiting it. Should take one more SP2. He should actually die during it. So just trying to get, there we go. And down he goes from this SP2. So not as clean as my first attempt, but still solo. So we ended up getting our third donut of the season for BG2, and we beat out their BG2 with their 6. We actually ended up beating 4 Loki 10-2. So 2 deaths shy of the Alliance Perfect again. So I had a short war. It's a good war. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed it. I do have some bonus footage of some kitty Pryde fights, so stay tuned if you want to see those. All right, so these are from another officer, New Nation, BLee. Does pretty much everything officer duty-wise for the entire Alliance, but he is an asshole. So here's some kitty Pryde showcase. First, this Fury on path 6, the second node. It's got bubble shield. I forgot what else. It's either power focus 1 or power focus 2. But what you're going to see here is BLee is going to parry a lot to build the prowess. There is a pre-fight, a white Magneto pre-fight here. So a passive stun is giving her 2 additional prowess. So he's building it a lot faster than he normally would. Goal here is to get to 20. Now he's just going to let the bubble shield get to 10 and dodge so that there's no worry about unblockable. Here's the 10, now dodge. There's the unblockable prompt. Now he's going to throw this SP2, but he's going to wait till he's phased so that he gets extra crit and the bonus damage. And now with power back boost mutant, he was already at SP3. Now what's creative about this SP3 is he was still at 23 prowess. This incinerate is going to get purified, and due to her duped ability, there's a chance of it coming back as a passive. So there it is doing the massive 30.5-ish K from being purified from Nick's life model decoy dying. So now he's just paying attention to bubble shield and being aggressive, and it's going to finish him off here with an SP1. So super smooth fight. She's insanely OP. He's moving on to this Longshot on heavy hitter with power alternator. He is using an APB, so it's pretty easy to get to 1 bar of power before the power alternator kicks in. So an SP2 here is very realistic. He doesn't have the white Magneto pre-fight, so stuns are only going to give him, should be 1 prowess. So building up here, the prowess is going to take a little bit longer, but he doesn't need to go all the way to the SP2 to finish it. There's not going to be as much health to remove with this fight. So here's an SP1. You're going to see one of these incinerates expire and due to the duped ability go passive. And now he's going to build to SP2, have 10 plus prowess, phase, and there's the unblockable and the bonus damage. So he just lights him up. All right, and this was a last minute call. He ended up taking this Herc on the shared path 4 through 6 of section 2 node, ebb and flow intercept with mighty charge. So here he just has to be careful. Herc, after throwing SP1, can prevent miss. And if he happens to get intercepted due to that miss while phased, he can activate one of Herc's feats of strength, which wouldn't be ideal. It's going to up his strength and his buff duration and all that. So he's just playing kitty pretty aggressive, or he's just building prowess here, looking for this SP2. He got the intercept in, so he's got the bonus fury. He's got power back boost, so he's going to throw another. Here, there's the feats of power for knocking him down or for being knocked down. And now he's pretty close to assassin range. So what you're going to see with this next intercept that's coming soon is that the ebb and flow is going to go away completely. So here it is, getting close. I know he intercepts right before SP3. Might not be. There it is, and gone. So there's the immortality buff. Now, in theory, BLee could drop the SP3 here and end it. But I believe he's just saving it so that if he gets cornered, he can save himself. But now the immortality buff is gone, so this SP3 will do it. Even though it would have did it while the buff was up. So, pretty fun Kitty Pryde showcase.